those of you who are new, they're changing my voice and editing my images because I'm the top martial artist ever possible. And I've been a victim of being persecuted for a long time. Even in 2013, when I made my top martial arts challenge in December, on December 20th, I pointed out that I was being persecuted for my political views. That's 10 years ago. I've been persecuted by large groups of people in the sort of American tradition of whites, Jews, and LGBT people, neo-colonialists getting together and harassing people for a long time. These were the main colonial groups, the reason why they wore wigs and lipstick, and George Washington looks gay because he was almost certainly bisexual, as was Andrew Jackson and all the so-called founding fathers. Look carefully at Benjamin Franklin, and you'll see that I'm right. Okay. They were basically white supremacist, LGBT, theater art sort of people pursuing manifest destiny, continentalism, expansionism, and other rather unfortunate philosophies that have to do with white supremacy and suppressing other groups and thinking that they're important. Okay, a bunch of kind of gay whites and Jews, LGBT whites and Jews rather, that believe in dressing up and wearing wigs and saying we came, we saw, we conquered. And of course, no real warrior can respect using guns on people with bows and arrows and spears instead of seeing them in hand-to-hand combat, which these types of people were not really bred to do. They didn't really have the heart. They weren't really warriors. Okay. So we see recently in a documentary I saw on California Insider, again, I'm not right, left, or middle. I believe in truth, not playing the game. I don't send secret messages. I just tell the truth. This person had pointed out that they're harassed out of their job in San Francisco and that it was commonplace for people to be harassed by groups of people. This person said several things I don't agree with. Like one, they said it was a very small group of people that's regulating the whole. How could San Francisco just let a small group of people regulate the whole city? It's a very expensive city to live in historically. Those people are parts of large groups, fraternities, social clubs. There's plenty of people in large networks of friends, alumni groups, what have you. It is kind of laughable to think that it's just 1% of people there. It is the vast majority of people, okay? And sometimes they look very nice, okay? They look, like a harmless homosexual or, and I'm not gay myself. They changed my voice. It's a story for another day, but, it is clearly an alliance of every group, really. It is just like the small towns when they used to, lynch black people and so on and so forth. They'd all get together, okay, and they'd work together. And a lot of these people, they marry people from other races and stuff like this. It's very common for, at least in California, for token minorities to marry white people and to have kids that support the New World Order, if you will. It's very common for the masses of white people to find ways that are not overtly racist, perhaps, more subtly racist, to harass people and throw them off, and then try to say, hey, this guy's playing the race card for no reason, and then behind the scenes say, hey, they're playing the race card for no reason, and we need to look after our races because we don't know what's going to happen, and they do all kinds of stupid stuff. It's very immature. It's far beneath a dog, but these people have no problem with doing that. I'm not proud to be an American. I don't consider myself American. I was born in America. Okay, my kingdom is not of this world. This is not a holy nation. This is a nation where people are persecuted, and it is extreme hypocrisy. It's always been like this. It became more obvious in the last 10, 15 years, but it was very much like this before. People were taken to the psych ward for petty reasons. The evidence was planted on gang members, just petty, narcissistic social controllers in Greek societies, pretending they're Zeus and Hera and Apollo and Dionysus, just everywhere. And a lot of them are church preachers. All the churches are churches that are allowed by racist people, greedy people, narcissistic people. There isn't a single religious institution or spiritual movement that is valid in this country other than my spiritual movement. And I've proven that a million times over. I'm sure you can see how they edited my picture on the screen, like they have edited, Martin Luther King, and every picture you can imagine they covertly changed over the years. And people are playing stupid about that because they're not the top martial artist. I am. They're not the son of two doctors, one a brain surgeon's son while being the top martial artist ever possible. I am. So when you say who's going to tell the truth, it's me. It's not the masses of these people with a long history of harassing people, and it continued on through the COINTELPRO and MK Ultra. There's nothing they could say Okay, they're rock and roll groups, they're punk groups, they're emos, they're jocks, they're goths. Okay, they're thugs, they're corporate greedy people. There's nothing that they can say. Obviously, I'm right. Okay, they shot their bolt. None of them are believable because they have a long history of conforming and keeping quiet when it mattered most, and that is disgusting. Thank you.